In India, the leakage of question papers is not merely an administrative lapse. It is a profound national catastrophe. While exam leaks plague many countries, here they strike at the heart of social mobility, merit, and the fragile aspirations of millions in a society riven by caste, inequality, and poverty. Education remains the primary, if not the only credible ladder for upward movement. For the socially deprived, government higher education institutions and public sector jobs bolstered by reservations represent the sole realistic pathway to dignity and security. Competitive exams like NEET-UG are not routine tests. They embody dreams, family sacrifices, and the collective imagination of a better future. When these are compromised, the damage extends far beyond a few dishonest candidates. The recent cancellation of NEET-UG 2026 held on May 3rd after evidence of a major paper leak emerged underscores this tragedy. Nearly 23 lakh aspirants, many from modest backgrounds who borrowed money, sold family assets, or endured sleepless nights, now face uncertainty, re-exams, and shattered timelines. This follows the 2024 controversy where leaks and irregularities led to protests, CBI probes, grace marks controversies, and Supreme Court interventions. In 2024, the court acknowledged leaks but limited their perceived systemic impact, allowing results to stand with some retests. Critics argue this set a precedent for downplaying deeper rot. Opposition voices claim around 89 major paper leaks have occurred under the current dispensation, with multiple re-examinations. Whether the exact tally is precise, the pattern is undeniable. From state-level recruitments to national exams, leaks have become recurrent. NEET-UG in particular stands out as a lucrative enterprise. With lakhs of candidates paying fees, coaching empires thriving, and seats in medical colleges commanding premiums, the stakes run into thousands of crores. The political bureaucracy coaching nexus has strong incentives to exploit this. NEET-UG remains under the National Testing Agency (NTA), unlike NEET-PG, and some recruitments shifted to private players like TCS for online dynamic questioning. The offline format for the high-stakes UG exam persists, perhaps because it is too lucrative to fully digitize and secure. Online systems are no panacea. Reports of impersonation, proxy candidates, and center-level mismanagement persist. Yet their scale appears smaller. The persistence with a vulnerable model for NEET-UG raises uncomfortable questions about vested interests. The 2024 NTA leadership faced no serious repercussions. Instead, promotions followed. The Education Minister has rarely shouldered public accountability for leaks during his tenure. Investigations drag on, yielding arrests, but seldom systemic reform or convictions that deter future rackets. This year's scale forced cancellation, yet probes remain slow, feeding public cynicism. The consequences are multifaceted. Leaks shortchange genuine merit, eroding the credibility of institutions. Future doctors, engineers, and civil servants selected through tainted processes risk compromising professional competence and national competitiveness. In medicine, where lives are at stake, this is particularly alarming. A compromised cohort today means diluted standards in hospitals and governance tomorrow. Beyond merit, the social cost is steeper. In a caste-ridden society, reservations in government seats and jobs offer historically disadvantaged groups a fighting chance. When leaks favor the highest bidders, often those already privileged, the promise of equity dissolves. Aspirants from rural or lower-income families reliant on public systems lose out doubly. This reflects deeper socio-economic failures. After 4 decades of liberalization, the private sector has not delivered broad-based, high-quality opportunities. Private medical colleges often lack the infrastructure, faculty, and reputation of government institutions. Public sector jobs retain enormous prestige and security, especially amid precarious employment elsewhere. High social discrimination and parochial biases make competitive exams seem like the only relatively fair arena, impersonal, standardized, and less susceptible to overt nepotism. Yet this reliance fosters rote learning, coaching culture, and exam-centric education that stifles critical thinking, creativity, and institutional autonomy. Universities and colleges become feeders for entrance factories rather than centers of innovation. The government's narrative of minimum government, maximum governance rings hollow when demand for government jobs has only intensified. Job creation in formal private sectors lags, pushing more youth toward the same overburdened competitive exams. This fuels desperation, making leaks more profitable and resistance to reform stronger. The NTA itself appears dismantled by the very forces it should regulate: politicization, outsourcing without safeguards, and tolerance for opacity. Media coverage often follows predictable lines: initial outrage, focus on individual arrests, then normalization or deflection toward isolated incidents or past precedents under other regimes. This whitewashing obscures the pattern. Paper leaks are symptoms of institutional decay across exam-conducting bodies. From Vyapam to recent state scandals, the playbook, leaked papers via printing presses, coaching networks, brokers charging lakhs, repeats because the ecosystem rewards it. Candidates pay 30 to 50 lakhs in some cases for sure-shot access. Reforms are urgent but politically inconvenient. Fully digitizing high-stakes exams with robust biometric, AI proctoring, and randomized question banks could help, though not perfectly. Decentralizing some exams, strengthening the NTA with independence and expertise, imposing severe penalties, including asset seizures for kingpins, and fast-track courts are essential. Broader fixes demand reviving private sector dynamism, improving government school quality, and expanding quality higher education seats. Encouraging critical thinking over rote mastery requires curriculum overhaul and reduced exam pressure. Ultimately, the NEET leaks expose a crisis of trust. In a democracy aspiring to Viksit Bharat, the foundation, fair selection of talent, crumbles when aspiration meets organized crime enabled by state failure. Millions invest their youth believing hard work and merit matter. When that contract breaks repeatedly, cynicism replaces hope, emigration tempts the capable, and social cohesion frays. Accountability cannot stop at committees or CBI filings. The Education Minister and NTA must answer. Systemic infection requires systemic surgery, not band-aids. India's youth deserve an examination system worthy of their sacrifices, not one that treats their futures as collateral in a lucrative game.
देश दुनिया की रखी खबर
हर रोज हर शाम
कानो कान
सुनते रहें द लेंस पॉडकास्ट।
रहे अपडेट लेंस के साथ।